Chapter 4.3, Posting Column Totals to a General Ledger. Before we get started on posting the column totals, and it's very similar to what we just did in lesson 4.2, we need to remember one quick thing. When we have our journal page, we need to remember what the check marks represent. The check marks represent a couple things. First of all, the check marks in the post reference column indicate that the amounts are not posted individually. We will actually be posting them as totals this lesson. And on the bottom, they also represent that the general amount column totals are not posted. So those check marks are kind of indicators that you don't have to post those individually, and you don't have to post those as totals if you notice in the general column. Today's lesson is very similar to 4.3. The only thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be transferring information. So we've got our journal page up here, as you see. We're going to basically, because we already have posted all of the general debit and all the general credit amount columns as individually, we're going to put a box over them because we're done with that. We don't need to worry about that. All we need to worry about is the 3 special amount columns and posting them individually. So if you can see over here, we're going to start with the sales credit. What we're going to do is we've proved and ruled. We're going to we total it up, and we have a $397 balance, which means within this fiscal period we received $397 in sales. So what we're going to do is we have our sales account ledger on the bottom of the page. We're going to take the date in which we're recording this, which is in this case is at the end of the month. Our post reference is that it comes from page 1. And we're going to take the total, $397, and it's a sales credit, so it's going to be a credit entry into the ledger of $397, and 0 plus a balance plus an entry of $397 credit will be a balance of $397. And then finally what we're going to do is to show that we have done it, in parentheses, we're going to take 410 and we're going to put it underneath the sales credit amount column to show that we have done that. We're then going to continue on and do the same thing for the cash debit. Cash debit, we totaled it up, we got a $34.17. Well, the date at the end of the fiscal period, which is October 31st, you get that date by looking at the totals column. Our post reference, we got the information from journal page 1. We then are going to take it's a cash debit. This is our cash received within this month or fiscal period is $34.17. So since it's a cash debit, it's going to be a debit entry into the ledger. And therefore 0 plus a balance of $34.17 will give us a debit balance of $34.17. Then to finish it, in parentheses, we're going to put the account number 110 underneath, and you will have your cash debit done. Moving right along, we do the cash credit. Once again, we're going to use the cash ledger. We're going to take, as happens on October 31st, as noted in the totals row. We have a cash credit. In other words, we paid $890 this month, so $890 is going to be there. Now, once again, we have a debit balance with a credit entry. They are different. We are going to subtract, and since we're going to subtract, we need to find out which is it going to be, a debit or credit. Well, since debit is the larger number, the balance will be a debit balance, and it'll be $25.27. We will then finish by putting the account number into the cash credit underneath in parentheses of 110, and now we have successfully completed posting our special amount columns